Welcome back, Internet, to another Reddit Stories. We're doing another VaxxHappened, a place where Karen does her research through Facebook, and she's shown scientifically vaccines cause autism. Huge cover. There's like a huge cover-up going on about vaccines and how safe they are. If I was a mother, I honestly wouldn't give my kids vaccines. See, guys, this is not I'm doing this to protect my kids. I'm doing this to show other parents how bad of a parent they are. See, that's the anti-vax agenda. Not making kids safe, pointing out how terrible other parents are. Vaccines are now scientifically shown to be the cause of autism and can also cause narcolepsy. All autoimmune disorders are likely caused from vaccines, and how that doesn't just connect for people and seem like the most logical connection, especially if you go look at data on the rise of autoimmune disorders, is beyond me. Y'all do realize autoimmune disorders never used to exist, right? Yeah, autoimmune disorders certainly did exist before, but because people weren't vaccinated, they probably didn't survive that long, because, you know, the immunity deficiency, yeah. Hate speech. Anti-vaxxers are killers, programmed into Microsoft's Bing autosuggest. Is this hate speech? Well, let's see. They got anti-vaxxers kill, anti-vaxxers video, anti-vaxxers karma, anti-vaxxers poems, anti-vaxxers banned, anti-vaxxers inhuman, anti-vaxxers criminal. I don't see anything wrong with this. Do you guys? Although, kind of weirdly interested in what an anti-vaxxer's poem is. Never mind. Anti-vaxxer creative writing exercise. When I sat down across from the pediatrician at his desk, he was smiling and said, what can I help you with today? I slid my son's medical file over to him and said, I figured out what caused David's autism. I'm not going to say a word. You read it and you tell me if I'm right. As he read through the file, his smile turned into a look of impending doom. He clearly has seen what I had seen, that vaccines had triggered David's autism. I said, look at me. I'm right, aren't I? Vaccine caused my son's autism. He continued to look on the ground. He was still shaking and unnervingly silent. You did this, I said. The least you can do is look at me. I'm right, aren't I? He then mustered up the strength to stand up and walk over to his file cabinet and started sifting through the files. Fumbling through the file cabinet, he asked, You signed a piece of paper saying you can't sue me, right? Yes, I signed it, I said. No need to look for it. I know I can't sue you. I know I can't sue the manufacturers who made the vaccines. I do know that coercion is illegal. You coerced me into this. Remember when I came in here and said my mom was concerned about vaccines, and you belittled me and made me cry? I'm right, aren't I? Vaccines caused my son's autism, didn't they? Well, yeah, he said under his breath, looking at the floor. Okay then, I'll be back on Friday. It was Tuesday. To look at your malpractice insurance. You coerced me into this. Coercion is illegal. Call your lawyer, and I'll see you on Friday.
Have I hurt you?
Don't be silly. Acting!
Brilliant!
Thank you!
Thank you!
The fact that I was coerced into vaccinating my child means I entered into the decision under duress. Coercion is defined as the act of coercing, use of force or intimidation to obtain compliance. Force, or the power to use force in gaining compliance as by a government or police force. Duress is, in law, an action compelling another person to do what he or she wouldn't do voluntarily. A consent form signed under duress is not valid. Legally speaking, vaccine mandates in states like Mississippi and California can't be legal if parents are coerced into vaccinating their children. Furthermore, the form I signed at the pediatrician's office exempting him from liability isn't valid if I signed it under duress. An excerpt from an article below. Look out, doctors. You aren't safe from legal action. Better pay attention. So, anti-vaxxers think that this whole vaccination thing is all about them, but it's not. I mean, it's getting other people sick. That's what it's trying to prevent. Like, I got Tdap and my MMR and all that stuff. Like, I doubt I'm gonna ever get in contact with any of those diseases. I still got it because of that slim chance, and also, if I'm a carrier, I could potentially get other people sick. People that can't get the immunization. So that's the real reason why people need to get immunized. It's not necessarily to prevent them from getting sick, it's to prevent everyone else from getting sick. And also yourself. But, I mean, if you take yourself out of the equation, you're doing it for other people too. And that's why people get upset. It's not that we're worried about your kid getting autism, which is not going to happen. Or you getting sick, which, quite frankly, if you personally got sick, I wouldn't care. But you're going to get other people sick. And that's the whole point. You're getting other people sick. So, yeah, vaccinate. Imagine thinking what stops cancer is what is causing it. Parents fighting to regain custody of son after stopping his chemo. I call BS. So, it's okay to kill millions in abortion, but when parents don't abide by cancer-causing chemo, they lose their son? Fight for your rights. Alternative treatment works. Do the research. This is the beginning of a dang country taking away our freedom. Praying for this family. Oh, okay. So it's the chemo that's causing the cancer, not the cancer causing the cancer. Got it. Alternative medicine. Oh boy. Well, there is some truth to some natural remedies, but nothing as far as curing cancer. Like, how many times have you heard of a story about someone getting cured from cancer by going to a holistic doctor? Like, honestly, if anyone can pull up a story where that's actually happened and a medical journal documented it, by all means, please link it, because I'd like to see it. It's never happened. Being left-handed is a vaccine injury. Did you know left-handed people have a higher chance of finishing their exam on time than people who died from not being vaccinated? Happy National Left-Handed Day. I just had to lighten the mood up a little bit. Anyway, back from my vacation. It's back to work. Here we have an outbreak waiting to happen. Finally, some good news. Oh, but it's from Stop Mandatory Vaccination on Facebook. Yeah, you have some scholars in that group. From CNBC.com, the U.S. won't provide flu vaccines to migrant families at border detention camps. Oh boy. I'm not going to get into the whole political discussion or human rights discussion about immigrant families coming to America. I mean, that's not what this channel is about. All I'm going to say is, when you have a large group of people who aren't vaccinated, I'm guessing, and they're together, disease breaks out. When you have disease, you have people getting sick and dying. So if they're not going to be turning them back, and they're not going to accept them into the country, and they're just going to detain them, you're going to have a whole bunch of sick people on your hands. A whole bunch of sick, dead people on your hands. And if you think that people are getting out of control about arguing for and against this now, just wait until you see 5-10% of these people die for, influenza or measles. You think people are crazy now arguing about this topic? Wait until that starts happening. And then you'll see a big firestorm. Hashtag mic drop, because nobody this stupid should have one. This is on the Vaccine Choices, Fact versus Fiction, Conversations, and Research. Hashtag mic drop.
My name's Neville Raymond, and everyone knows blood and tissue cannot be transferred from one body to another without testing for a match. Hang on 1 second, I need to grab my Coca-Cola. That hit the spot. Anyway, what was I doing? Oh, human DNA, cell lines from aborted infants, proteins from human blood cells are in 23 hashtag vaccines. When was the last time a child was given a blood test before being vaccinated?
Wow, this Neville Raymond guy sure does seem like he knows what he's talking about. Well, let me look to see who Neville Raymond is. Let me do a Google search. Oh, looks like this guy's an author. Well, surely he's written some medical journals of some sort. Oh, wait a minute. The genesis of genocide, breaking through to the heart of the Holocaust. Okay. The reparenting revolution, from a power-based to a love-based society. Doesn't seem like a medical journal on that one. Well, maybe, well, you know, third time's the charm. The genesis of genocide, why the Holocaust happened. Why is this guy writing about Nazis? Alright, well, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh with this guy. I'm sure if I read about Neville Raymond, it will clearly define his medical knowledge and his medical background. I may be just judging a book by its cover. Okay, let's read about this guy. About Neville Raymond. Neville Raymond is the author of Genesis, blah, 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 blah. And with a bachelor's in a BA in English, he has pursued graduate studies in history and the ideas of history of religions. He has spent thousands of hours in clinical trenches, developing the principles and practices of co-healing and laying the foundations of reparenting. He's a man of science, apparently. So, I mean, I'm not a doctor by any means, but neither is he, so I guess we're both on the same playing field. But the reason why you can't, like, accept organs and stuff like that from other people without doing a test to see if you're a blood match is because if you're not the right blood match, your immune system, if you get something transferred into you, will attack and reject the organ. It's not rejecting the DNA, it's rejecting the cells. So, yes, I guess in a way it rejects the DNA because the DNA is in the cells, but vaccines, or a lot of vaccines, were developed from, I believe it was 2 aborted fetuses 50, 60, or however many years ago. And there's nothing in a vaccine that your body's going to be like, oh, that's another human in my body. No, it's so far removed from whenever they first got the genetic code or whatever they did to those fetuses to now that your body doesn't even recognize it as another living being other than, oh, the actual virus that's in it. But, I mean, it's debatable whether viruses are alive or not, but that's another topic. But anyway, yeah, this guy's a nut. Thank you again for joining me on another anti-vax Reddit thing. Sorry that this video came out a little bit later. Like, literally, I was in the middle of producing this video earlier tonight, and I tether my cell phone. I use my cell phone's internet for my computer just because, you know, reasons. Anyway, the phone ends up dying. I had it charging, and it ends up dying, and I couldn't get it to take a charge again. So I'm like, oh crap, something's wrong with the phone. So I had to go run down to the phone store, I found out that it was just a crappy cable I was using, but I decided to upgrade to a wireless charger because I'm super fancy. So I had to go and do that, come back and finish editing the video. So it's a little bit later than I expected it, but hey, it's here. Obviously. Otherwise, how are you listening to this? Anyway, thanks again for watching. If you liked what you saw, give me a thumbs up, share with a friend, and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, later, kids.